What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn was asked and his reaction to the idea of Anthony Joshua's career ending if he loses again, and this is what he has to say. He says that the Destroyer proved to be a threat with his power and his fast hands as he floored Joshua 4 times and he handed him his first loss. Even in the scenario of AJ's loss, Hearn says that if you lose, you've had 24 or 25 fights and you've lost to one man. You're 29 years of age and you've been the unified world heavyweight champion. So it's not the end of the world, but of course he just needs to win the fight. Okay. Now, those are the words of Eddie Hearn. Okay. He's always been a glass half full kind of guy. So he will not just talk negative. The most negative thing I ever heard him say was he needs to snap out of it, right? But normally Eddie Hearn is this guy that is just upbeat, positive, and really just talking on the up and up and the possibilities of the best possible scenario for AJ. But if you read between the lines, he just really laid out his accomplishments that he's already done. He's like, okay, if you lose, you lose, but look at what you've already done in this amount of time versus other fighters that took them twice as long to do or to get where they need to be and never got there to this day, right? So basically what he was saying when he says, but he needs to win the fight, that tells me that, yeah, there is a sense of urgency from Team Joshua, from Eddie Hearn, because he needs to deliver this win. Because if he gets beat by a guy that was a replacement, even though he was a good replacement, even though he was the sleeping giant or whatnot, as of now, if he beats Anthony Joshua again, it really won't matter because what will happen, the fighters that were at the top never fought him. So the only thing we could go on is Joshua lost to this guy that no one else fought except for Joseph Parker. You see what I'm saying? And then he would still be lynched and hung out to dry, okay? Because he was beaten by a guy that's fat. So he will get the same sense of criticism. He was overhyped. He was this, he was that. He wasn't a good fighter. He was built up too much and, smoke and mirrors. You're going to hear all of that. So yes, his career would take a serious plunge because of that. And it won't be because of what other fighters done. It was actually what other fighters never did. And they never got in the ring with Anthony Joshua. And the sad part about that would be if he loses to Ruiz, we'll more than likely never see those particular fights. You know what I'm saying? Because if Joshua loses, then his stock loses, his stock lowers, then no one would really want to fight him. Not to say he couldn't beat Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder or any of those guys. So it's one of those things where it's like, well, he needs to deliver so we can see who this fighter is, because as far as we know, this particular fight is everything and all of nothing, and what Eddie Hearn is saying is exactly that. It's all or nothing in this fight, because if you have to talk about what a fighter did and he loses, you probably won't talk about what he can do because his career is more than likely over and it won't be the same anyway. So, if you're talking of things in the past tense, that's not a good sign. That's almost if something ended, right? Or finished, so to speak. So, yes, there is a lot on the line, and Eddie Hearn is addressing that. And it's the way he positively says it, okay? He needs to win this. But he did say, Joshua now says that he wasn't up for Ruiz, or Ruiz was just really that good. Does he have his number? Well, we have to find out December 7th. And, you know, and of course, that's the promotional spirit in Eddie Hearn anyway, to market the fight, because the fight is coming up. The fight is on. The fight is happening. We will have the live press conference tomorrow, and I will cover that. And actually, I'm about to go live to discuss some things about the possible press conference, how it would be, where these fighters would take place. So stay tuned for that, guys. That's coming shortly. But you guys tell me what you think about Eddie Hearn's statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.